So far, we have discussed about the different components in the backend development and how are they significant in entire building process, right? In the same way, we also discussed and we also tried to understand the architecture of Node.js, I think, which is very, very important and in understanding it. And also we tried to see how multi-threaded and Node.js environments behave in when there is a heavy traffic and situations like that, right? So with all of these knowledge, with all of these foundation, now let us come to a point where what are the advantages of Node.js or what happens when you work with Node.js, right? So let's discuss why use Node.js, right? Now, when that point is clear, then you are very good to start with how to learn Node.js and how you can move on when writing a code in Node.js, right? So let's discuss. These are the high level advantages which we will be getting from the Node.js, right? So let's discuss each of them. First thing is it is very, very simple to learn. So one of the main things which I always love about JavaScript is that once you learn JavaScript, you can build any type of applications. And also trust me, the creator of JavaScript wrote the language in 7 days. And if you really want to become an advanced JavaScript developer, maybe you have some expertise in programming and all, then it wouldn't take you much time to expertise in JavaScript. And also with bare minimum effort, you can actually understand JavaScript. I agree JavaScript is a bit weird programming language, but once you have the foundation of JavaScript, then learning Node.js is pretty easy, is damn easy, is what I can directly say to you. Right? So first thing, simple learning curve. Right? Second, the large community support. So here it matters a lot. So this large community support is really helpful because as I said, there is npm node package manager. So let's say you want to work on this problem wherein you want to write a file only if it is write to a file, and if the file is not present, you want to create it beforehand, right? So there will be small use cases like uploading a file to some Amazon bucket or anything. So when you want to deal with other applications, other integrations, you cannot keep on writing that code again and again, right? So you might face some problem like as Node.js becomes so popular that many people are facing a lot of issues. So they solve it their own way. Now, when you have such a community, when you are by yourself, you are facing a problem, then that large community is going to help you when you put a question on Stack Overflow or anything like that, right? And the third thing is web app development speed. So trust me, all the startups are definitely going to choose Node.js no matter what, because the thing is Node JavaScript or Node.js is so flexible and it doesn't put you much of constraints, which helps in very faster application development. And that matters a lot because the fast in startups, it is all about delivering at a speed, right? You have to deliver your features. It is okay if your application is bit buggy, but it's all about releasing on time, and that's what really matters to startups. And when it comes to Node.js, since it doesn't have a lot of code constraints, like it is believed that the same application can be written in which can be written in 3 days in Java, it can be written in 1 or less than 1 day in Node.js because of the flexibility it is giving us. And also improved app response time. So overall app response time is going to increase because your no request is waiting in a waiting condition, and worker threads are doing their work, and the overall load has been intelligently splitted, so the response time is also going to be pretty good. And Node.js inbuilt supports the caching mechanism, which is again a good thing, because caching, obviously you don't want to bug your server by repeatedly calling for the same data again and again. So Node.js helps us to have that caching layer with very ease. And extensibility. So when you want to extend the current framework or current library, it should be really open to that, right? Because when you want to add more features to it, more powers to it, and if the Node.js is restricting you, then you're not going to extend it. So extensibility is also very good in Node.js. And the third thing and the last thing is and cross-platform development. So it's not a platform agnostic. It's a platform agnostic. It means you don't have to work specific for Windows. You don't have to work specific for iOS. You don't have to work specific for uh, Android. So Node.js is going to run, or you can say it's not Windows or Linux or Unix or anything. So it's a platform agnostic. You can download whatever binaries you want to read for your nodes, and that will run anywhere. The code can run anywhere. And high performance, yes, Node.js inbuilt has cluster module, child processes, which can make the entire utilization of the CPU, even though like you may say your computer might have octa-core or hexa-core. In that cases, high performance is also delivered or can be delivered with ease without creating multiple threads, but by following the child process mechanism in Node.js. Then we have freedom to develop cross-platform application. As I was mentioning, Node.js or JavaScript is a programming language wherein once you learn it, you can build any native applications like web applications, desktop applications using Electron, and Android applications using React Native, uh, iOS applications using React Native, and server-side applications using Next.js, I mean SSR rendering, and CSR using React.js. So one language, all JavaScript. So backend, frontend, you can use any backend framework, Express.js, Cow.js, Loopback, whatever it is. So this one thing is going to be behind your back or your support till the end. And as I said, single programming language is more than necessary. So that's one of the biggest advantages. And scalability, as I have discussed about scalability, it's about increasing the power or increasing the capabilities of your server by maybe increasing the power of the system by adding more resources to it, like no RAM, read-only memory, and etc. Otherwise, increasing the number of instances of the system by adding more number of systems to it. So considering all of these advantages, it's a definitely good choice to go with Node.js when you want a very faster web development, and when you when your developers are not that uh, well versed with the backend programming, because Node.js doesn't need much of time to be dedicated to become expert, unlike Java or any other language, because they you need to understand all of the principles before even getting started, and starting without principles is going to be a very big pain. So with simple learning curve, you can definitely start. And if you're stuck somewhere, large community support is going to help you. And response time, obviously, the performance of the application is going to be increased. And also, you can use the latest cluster and child process modules, which adds on another advantage to the existing Node.js, and you can utilize the full CPU power at maximum, right? So you have that control in your hand, and it's all achieved with a simple effort, but not putting lots of effort. And also the caching, because the more data you cache, the more uh, the less load on the server, because you are not reprocessing the data again and again. And cross platform dependent, you don't have to worry about if some other OS is going to be released in the future, and maybe your application is going to support that. And as I said, high performant and cross platform application. So one language, you can build multiple applications. That is the biggest advantage, is what I felt with JavaScript or Node.js. And it also has hell lot of frameworks designed with it, like Express.js, Loopback, Cow.js, Sales.js, each having its own uses with it. Like Sales.js is going to be very good if your application is dealing with real-time data like sockets and all. And uh, you have Next.js, where you have nest.js, wherein you want your node.js to be completely typed, that is TypeScript type of development. Then the nest.js is very good. It goes very well with Angular also. And Express.js, if you want to open a REST API server very fast with the power of middlewares and with very well as development effort, Express.js is going to be very helpful to you. And you have Loopback.js, wherein you want to open, or where you want to start a backend server very fast. When compared to any other backend framework, Loopback.js is going to be very helpful. And you have Micro, which is specifically defined for the microservices kind of architecture. So wherein you want to deal each service as a microservice and have its own CI/CD and stuff, right? So considering all this, I would think Node.js is definitely a good choice to go with. And now let's see how you can work with Node.js and get started with Node.js and programming.